Alright guys, what's up? This is Sonic Soul here. There was recently an announcement that happened today as of recording this. In this video, I'm going to talk to you very briefly about what they mentioned because it wasn't a lot. If you stayed up the entire night and fucking watched this stream, which was almost like fucking 2 hours long of just bullshit chilling, basically this is the only thing you should care about, these two things. Now, the first thing is, in those 2 hours, they talked about, you know, product placement, figures, all that other stuff. But in like 10 seconds, they mentioned a new, like, premium edition of the game that's coming out in like August, I think, called Guilty Gear Strive, like season full package, whatever the fuck it is. They're doing a Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, but for Guilty Gear Strive. But whatever, who cares, right? What we want to talk about is what their plans are for the game in terms of the overall balance and the crossplay they mentioned. So the first thing, right, is the balance. So they're going to make an overall global balance for the entire cast, changes to the overall game mechanics to transform the gameplay, which means universal changes to mechanics, and the improvement to controls. So I'm going to just briefly talk about these three things, which is what they kind of went over in like a minute. On the top here, the balance tuning for the entire cast. We all know that a ton of characters in the game are overtuned right now, right? We've got fucking Nagoriyuki running around, Happy Chaos running around, we have Leo running around, Ramlethal running around. Those characters are dominating a lot of the scene right now, and that's what is really blowing up a lot of situations online and offline. Of course, there are other characters that are under the radar that also need some love. I think Jacko probably needs some love. I think Testament, you know, while they came out, they really just didn't do much to really change anything going on in the game. And I know that it's early for the Copium guys out there, but truly, the character's boring. Most people just talk on Twitter about how they are like just busting in a fucking top hat. But whatever. Point is, they're going to balance the game in terms of characters. I really hope they nerf the hell out of Happy Chaos. That's the only thing I care about. I'm fine with Ino the way she is. They don't need to change anything. But if they do give her some extra things, fix Chemical Love, I guess. I don't know. Changes to the overall game mechanics that transform the gameplay. So this change, they kind of talked about, you know, directly. They also talked about adding an FD macro. That's right. They're trying to add a button that will allow you to faultless defense as, you know, two buttons being one a macro, right? So that's one of the main things that they talked about. And I do hope that they add that to the game, because clearly, you know, when you try to faultless defense somebody and you press punch and kick or whatever two buttons you press, sometimes it will prioritize an attack button over your faultless defense, even if you have meter, which is very annoying. Now, sure, if you have no meter, then it's gonna force you to do a jab because you have no meter to faultless defense. But even in situations where I'm using faultless defense, I find myself pressing the punch button either by accident or because the game prioritized the input when I clearly press both buttons properly. So they're gonna try to fix that by giving you a one button macro faultless defense button. But I don't know how I feel about that, because there are also a little bit of option selects you could do with that button if possible, if people could find some things. You can also like dash and FD break constantly, so you could potentially plink the dash macro and the FD macro together to get some really funky movement going on at the micro spacing level, which would be interesting among other things. So I am concerned a little bit about the one button macro, but not too much. I do think that it would be a welcome addition, but I would also like it if they actually fix the bug in the game that's causing you to get that extra additional punch button out instead of doing faultless defense. Outside of that, though, they didn't really talk about anything else regarding game mechanics, so that's about it. As for improvement to controls, like I said before, that crosses over with the faultless defense macro. They're adding a button for FD. I don't know what else they're going to do in terms of controls, but we'll see what happens. The patch will drop on June 10th. Keep in mind, DNF comes out in June as well, later on June 28th. I will cover the patch notes on June 10th on my stream at twitch.tv/sonic_soul. But just know, I'm really waiting for DNF Duel. Now, on the bottom hand of this, right, it says that they're going to upload any changes that they may have to their Twitter page. So you can go onto, I believe, the Arc System Works Twitter page or the Guilty Gear Strive Japanese Twitter page. They are planning on doing crossplay. They announced crossplay, I believe, during Arc Revo Northeast America. They actually announced that they were going to do crossplay for the game between PC and PS4, PS5. We're probably going to get more news on when the beta test actually happens in summer 2022, as far as when the beta test will actually occur. So we'll find out. I do hope that the beta test does go well, and I hope that crossplay does function well. I am a little skeptical because, of course, you know, Street Fighter V showed off crossplay for a little bit, and clearly different hardware will cause different lag towards players, but ultimately, you know, this is good. Expanding the player base is good. That's what I like to see. If we can get more people to actually like play and shit, that'd be amazing. Crossplay is gonna come summer 22. Now, this is the problem that I was talking about as well with summer 2022. Like I said before, DNF is coming out, and the DNF dual website is now live, and they're planning on, finally allowing people to buy the game. Basically, this game is going to come out and it's going to be OD. Like, there's going to be crossplay for PS4 and PS5, but not the Sony systems and Steam. But yeah, you'll be able to pre-order Steam right now, actually, on their website. So DNF Duel's coming. I don't know. I hope it doesn't overlap with Strive, but we'll see what happens. One last thing I did want to talk about too with the Guilty Gear Strive announcement. I think that the way they went about it, to me, like, I don't like the fact that it happened at 7 a.m. That's their time, 8 p.m., right, for Japan, which is understandable. But a lot of people were looking forward to more, you know? They were looking forward to maybe Season 2 news, like actual Season 2 news, and not just a recap of, like, you know, the first year of Strive, which I understand they want to celebrate and, you know, give themselves a little bit of a jack off to that. But be real, like, most people want to first see the news for the game coming up so they have something to be excited for. When you only show off 2 things regarding the game that's new and nothing else, I think that's a big problem, because a lot of it was product placement, and I don't like that. I don't like that. It was just, oh, we gotta sell like figures, we gotta sell like all this other stuff. Now, don't be, you know, be real. Like, I'm interested. I am very interested in being able to buy the May figurine of all things if I'm a Guilty Gear fan. But if I'm an enthusiast that's trying to play the game and I want to figure out what's new with the game, the last thing I want is to watch a 2-hour fucking presentation of absolute nothing. I fell asleep. I was tired. So, I don't know. I just think that fighting games, when they have announcements like these, they should put announcements like what's new for the game first, so that way people are actually interested, you know? On top of that, give us something more than this. What about Season 2 news? Characters, please? Anything? We're gonna save it for a major? I hope that's what we're doing, because this stream to me was just a waste of time. They could have just uploaded these slides to fucking Twitter anyway. That's my thoughts on the announcement, you know, and that's my thoughts on the changes as well as what they discussed. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below and let me know if you are excited for these changes. Let me know what you thought about the announcement stream, and also let me know what you think about DNF coming up in the future. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, hit that red button, hit the notification button so you know when I upload another video like this. Please thumbs up the video so that way people can see more of my content. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.